Well, greeting, adventurer. My name is Comfortable Gray. What should we call you?
You guys can call me Jen, Cancer Moon Cleric, whatever feels right in your heart.
Thank you very much for agreeing to speak with me. I gotta say, in your videos on TikTok is really the one I have exposure to on you. I've always liked your style. Is there a particular thing that inspires you to express your true self in this way?
I think that I really tried to fit in before into space I thought were better than others, and I think for the first time I'm free to be me and not to care about what other people think or feel, and the freedom that this community really provides to, you know, get into the role play, to get into character, to really immerse yourself, has really given me an opportunity to find what makes me happy about self-expression and style and things like that.
That's awesome. I haven't seen enough of your cosplay stuff. I don't know if you have any cosplays coming up. So I mean, it's Halloween coming up right now. Anything you can give us a sneak peek or like tell us you're excited to show off?
Yeah, so every year my family does a family costume, and so me and my daughter are really big into the Wednesday series. She is a spooky chick at heart. She, takes after me in that, and she's always had a thing for werewolves. Like when she was little, she had a favorite monster and a favorite princess, and so with the Wednesday series, having Enid, one of the main characters, be a rainbow child, just like her. My daughter is a child of Iris. She loves all things colors, but she's a werewolf, so this is perfect for her. So she decided that that's what we're going to go as, and I am going to be Wednesday. I think it just makes sense. I don't have a Gomez, so I don't feel right being Morticia, but Enid needs a Wednesday, and my son will play Pugsley, and so we all just get a little taste of that. As far as cosplay, that is something that I really want to get more into right now. I feel like I focus a lot more of getting the vibe and the essence of the character and really showcasing that because I'm in several actual plays. There's a bunch of pre-records that we're recording right now, and so even though I'm in my bedroom, I still try and put on the essence of that character. So tonight, I don't know when this is going to air or whatever, but tonight my channel is hosting, and it's a Percy Jackson series, so I do orange and things like that. So
That's really cool. We'll definitely have to talk more about your live plays and your streams and everything in a little bit. But what's Jen's morning routine or daily preparation like?
Oh gosh, Jen is not a morning person. I am a night owl, to say the least, and so mornings are always particularly rough for me, but basically, depending on if my monsters are with me or not, we have a week on, week off schedule, but normally it starts with coffee. I need to prepare the spell slots for the day, so coffee, trying to just get my mind right to take on the challenges of the day. If I have my kids, I'll be getting them ready for school. If not, either way, I take my kids to school. I do that every morning, and so that it forces me to wake up, unfortunately.
I get that. Yeah, work, life, it does force us into certain schedules.
Yeah, it does.
So that's your daily preparation. What do you do to get into the mindset before your games, before you're running?
Oh, love that. So I like to take a five senses approach to each game or to each character in particular. The touch, of course, is going to be what I wear, what I put on. I have a playlist for all of my characters. I'm slightly obsessive. I really try to have their own dice, something to look at, right? I try to, and that's something I also want to invest in with our community as well, is finding custom dice, because there's so many great dice makers. So I get dressed up, I listen to the music, I have the dice, and then I feel like each of them has a particular scent And so I really tried to match that in the perfumes that I have. And so I've tried to kind of, because, you know, your olfactory senses are the strongest and they invoke such emotional responses. And so that's a big one for me. And then if I'm going to have a snack, they all have a particular taste and flavor in mind. And so I really like to just take a moment to become that character. If I know that an emotional scene is coming up and the DM is going to want to see that on screen, I let myself sit in. I mean, there's enough pain in the world right now that you can really pull from anything, but that really helps to put it in my mind that's like, okay, we're about to be super sad this one and we're gonna cry this session. So yeah,
that's incredible. I really like your special senses approach to each character. You're saying you run games too.
Yes.
So is there something you do as the game master that brings you into like that particular thing?
So what I do, at least for my homebrews are the ones that, you know, that I pull from my heart. They're the reason I became a DM, is because these worlds existed that I wanted to exist in. And so many of them are already an intrinsic part of me because I want to live there, like Percy Jackson. I grew up reading those books, absolutely obsessed. And so that's the approach I take. The other ones, the modules that I run, it's a lot harder because it's not from myself. And so taking somebody else's work and then running a game, it definitely has a different feel and I feel a lot more disconnected. So I think in the future, I won't be running pre-generated modules, or at least as written, I might be able to, like one of the actual plays that I'm on is Playotics, and Mick is the DM, and he does such a great job at taking, Curse of Strahd, but then making it into the 80s, and they're from a high school, you know, and so he does a really good job of that, and I really like that approach, and so I might give that a try, just because it's not in my heart already. But I'll definitely review the notes. Each campaign, of course, has a playlist that you're listening to as you're going through, and the mindset of everything. I really like to get my players hyped up, and I try to ask them daily questions about their character, so they can answer in character. And a lot of them have I think really been able to connect in that way. So I think I just try to pour into that as the DM.
That's really insightful, pulling in from what you've lived, you've experienced, and the games. And I kind of agree as far as modules. I think my longest running campaigns are modules, because when it's my homebrew stuff, I like when stories end, and like there's a really sweet spot for it. So they don't go just don't go as long compared to the mega campaigns. Well, what are you playing now?
Yeah, so it's so funny. I started out on this journey just a few years ago, and I was almost in a game a night, a different campaign a night. I was so obsessed with it, and those were all personal games. Now it's crazy that I've gotten to the point where I actually am not in any personal games. All of my games are either paid games or actual plays, and so let me see. I'm in 2 actual plays right now, Untold Archives and Playotics. I run 5 start playing games on the weekends. So I do 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, 1 on Monday night. I am currently there's 1 pre-record, 2 pre-records. No, wait, how many is that? I think there's 2 pre-records where we schedule them as they fit. So the rest of my year, the rest of the winter is completely booked out. And then we're starting to look at projects starting in February.
Yeah, we do have to plan these things way ahead. They take time.
We do. Yeah, they do, for sure.
You said you've only been here for a few years. How did you get started in the TTRPGs?
Yeah, I had to suppress my nerd flag for so many years because, again, I was trying to fit into spaces that I thought were cool, and that felt completely unnatural to me, but I thought that's what I was supposed to do. And so I actually didn't get into TTRPGs until a TikTok mutual of mine invited me to play. I always wanted to get into it, and my home life was changing a little bit, and so I needed that distraction, that escapism. And the first game was a little bit rocky. I didn't quite understand the concept, and I think that the individual veteran players I was playing with had been playing for so long that they forgot what it was like to be a new person, and to try and explain the mechanics and like how to help somebody immerse in this game, which is why it's really such a big passion of mine. I love having new players, but yeah, that's kind of where we started. We were all like level 7 sorcerers, you know what? exactly, with no concept of the game. We actually, I remember so vividly, we had to take a beach session to learn how to do combat, because that's just, again, the people were so, they had been playing for so long, they forgot how a new person might need to be explained about all of this. And so it was definitely a challenge, but it didn't deter me, and just so many more opportunities started to open up. So I've been really lucky, I think.
It was like level 7 for your first game. Sorcerer, a complicated class. You really jumped into that beach with both feet.
It was, I mean, and it was honestly because of the kind of content that creator and myself created. We don't platform it anymore because it's harmful to a number of wonderful people in our community and around the world. But it was geared towards that. That's how the segue got me in. And we ended up not even playing in that setting because of what level we were. So it was like, it was... I'm still grateful. I can look back on it, and it's given me so much insight as a DM because I'm so new, that I know how new people need to be taught or would appreciate. And so I really I appreciate that experience.
And I appreciate your perspective. So are these exclusively virtual? Do you play in person?
I have only played twice in real life. Once was, there is a gaming arcade bar in my area, and they do TTRPG nights. I felt so out of place. I came completely dressed up, and I was the only one.
No.
And yeah, it was okay. And it wasn't a long-term campaign. They were like one-shots that you can kind of jump in and jump out, and I still didn't understand that concept at the time. The other one was so wonderful. We got to, me and my best friend got to go up to the mountains. There was a birthday party, and it was a bunch of D&D nerds, and we spent the weekend playing D&D up in the mountains together. So that was pretty incredible.
This is like two different sides of the same feeling. And yeah, like that in person, you got that energy from other people. Were they dressed up too that time when you were in the mountains?
No, but at that time I didn't care because Sky was dressed up with me. My bestie, my wife, she's spectacular. She and I, we created these. We create pair characters, and they were opposing pairs. So we were both Azamars, and I was the Angel of Death, and she was, you know, the Angel of Life. And we had such great backstories. We played Acquisitions Inc. My first time being exposed to that module, insanity. I was like, what is happening? But it was just a lot of fun being able to play in person with these people. The energy there was great, and I would love to do that again.
So, do you like theater of the mind? Do you use a map, flat maps? What's going on there?
I'm spoiled. I like visuals. I like my maps. That's kind of how I was brought into this. I do theater of the mind, but I think especially for when I'm DMing and the spheres that I'm DMing, you know, I have players and I want to provide them a service, and so having those maps for them to see, building their tokens and giving them the visual, I think is something that I can do for them. And then the other side are actual plays, and so when I'm DMing, we want our viewers, our audience, to be able to see the action of what's happening, even though they're still listening. Sometimes you get distracted, look away, and like, oh, what's going on here? At least now we can take them along with us.
So do you use a virtual tabletop?
Yeah, so I do Roll20. I'm trying. Foundry seems absolutely incredible and amazing, and it's so far out of my wheelhouse. I wish I could do that. I tried to have somebody teach me, and it's so hard. But Roll20 has kind of, and Owlbear. I know a lot of people like Owlbear can't figure it out. I'm stubborn like that, and so I feel like I started using Roll20, and so my mind is set for Roll20 as a DM. the one I'm most comfortable with.
Yeah, it's the original one, and it's really getting better and better. I have nothing bad to say about Roll20, especially if you're just playing for a free game. That it's an incredible resource. Yeah. So lots of respect for Roll20. Yeah. I'm a Foundry man myself, although
it's so cool,
right? Maybe you'll play one of my games sometime. So it sounds like all of these are Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, I actually, I'm starting my first new one. One of our pre-records is actually going to be Pathfinder.
Nice. Second edition, I presume.
Yes, second edition, and that one's actually on Foundry too. So I got like a double crash course. We had a session 1.0 or whatever, where basically going through, because I think a lot of us were new to Pathfinder and Foundry, so our DM was so graceful and gracious to take us through and give us a little mini mock scenario, and we got to like try stuff on and do spells and stuff like that. So it was really cool. So I am so open. Oh, and I played BTM. I am a Lasombra at heart, my first character. I'm obsessed. I thought I'd be a Toreador, but my storyteller, he was amazing, and was like, no Lasombra, and so obsessed.
I do think that seems like a very good fit for you as a Lasombra. VTM is also on Foundry. I'll mention that.
Yeah. We did Theater of the Mind. He was a beautiful story, so hurtful, and the character that I made was very much after my own heart. And he, when I found out that he did very minimal session prep, I was so impressed. But not a maps guy.
Sometimes you got to prepare to improvise.
Exactly, and he was incredible. Like I said, the pain, the trauma, incredible.
So you got D&D, you got Pathfinder, you got VTM, which could be 5th edition, could be 20th edition. I'm not going to open that can of worms. Are there any systems you'd like to play?
Yeah, oh gosh, I am a hyper fixator, so I want to dabble in everything. I know Daggerheart is the biggest thing that's going on right now. I've had one of my players, he was doing a charity event for Monster of the Week, and so I was gonna get into that. I don't know if that's passed yet or not. When there's so much going on, it's so hard. But Monster of the Week seems really cool. And it just seems sometimes that when you start with such an intricate and in-depth system like Dungeons and Dragons, going to something that's more simple, it's almost like, I don't want to say it's anticlimactic because it's not, but like you get set and get ready to like, okay, lay it on me. What are the da-da-da-da? And it's like, oh, it's, and I'm like, that's a lot easier. And then now I'm trying to imagine how is this going to play out and things like that. And so I definitely want to try anything and everything.
Everything, but you specifically mentioned Monster of the Week, something powered by the apocalypse. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly which one he had on there, but he was showing us, and it was for charity. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. But I couldn't. I just got like a little PDF file of like the ones that you could pick and things like that, and I was briefly able to look over that. We just haven't played it yet.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool. I guess let's try to bring it back to real life. Are you comfortable sharing what city you're based in?
Yeah, I'm over by Atlanta. I'm in Georgia.
So are there any hidden gems you'd like to mention in there?
So I moved here, let's see, in the end of 2022, and I'm not from here. My kid's father is from here, and we moved here because of his family and things like that. And so I didn't really have a support system, and so that's kind of how I found D&D. And as far as hidden gems, it's so weird, I don't go out much. All of my work is remote. The 2 jobs I work is remote. My son, one of my kids is autistic, and he's a runner, and so being a single mom, it really makes me anxious to take him out to places because I'm always scared something's going to happen. But he's getting older now, and I'm getting much more confident in myself, and so I'd love to go, but they all be like kids stuff, like the Kids Museum in Atlanta, which is great. all of the wonderful restaurants in the area that I love going to. But I don't know if I would be the authority on hidden gems. I don't. There's a D&D like castle, I think, up the way that they do that I would love. I'm trying to convince one of my groups to go there for us to have a weekend there. It's a couple $1,000s. It's terrifying, but yeah, I think I haven't been there yet, but that's around the way.
Do your kids play with you at all?
My daughter, yes. It's actually, we got sent a game system from, it's called Rumino. Let me make sure I find because I want to give them a shout out. They are so they actually make TTRPGs. Explore Rooms RPG. They sent us their game system, and it's meant for kids to play. And so my daughter's really excited. But I did get her started in D&D, so she knows characters. She's her first official character. She makes a character for every campaign I'm in, or every campaign I run. So my kids are always attached to me in some way like that. But her first one, I think it was a Yuan Ti. She was the daughter of Medusa. It was in Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I was running a campaign for our little friend group that had kids. We would play virtually. And she was a Yuan Ti paladin. And her goal was to help find a cure for her mother's stone gaze. It was so cute. Yeah, she's adorable. She has her own dice collection set. She takes all of mine. She takes my apothecary jars and has her own little collection. She has playlists and Pinterest boards. She is quite obsessed. My son, he's nonverbal, so I don't know if that will ever be in the cards for us, but I could hope one day.
Yeah, we can hope. Gosh, Jen, you are so cool. I'm sure we could talk for hours about this and real life and everything. I'm from Florida, not too far from Georgia, but we got some things. I'm not in Florida anymore, but I guess is there anything else you'd like to share before we go into our own representative demiplanes?
I think that this community is such a wonderful and freeing place for everybody to heal some part of their self or come together. And I absolutely love that. And I'm so grateful to have opportunities like this to talk to you. I've had so many, I can't believe this is my life that I get paid to do stuff like this. It's incredible. And I'm just ever so grateful for the support and for our community. I know there's bad eggs out there, but there always is. And I think I've been quite blessed to have a very short list in that side, and so the love and everything is just been so overwhelming. So I just thank you to everybody. Thank you to you for asking me to come do this. I'm honored and blessed. So
I could not agree more. Thank you for agreeing to this. I hope the audio and the video comes out. Otherwise, yeah, again, thank you everybody in the community. I hope you enjoy doing this. Maybe we can do this another time. We can play some games together. Otherwise, you'll see me in the comments.
Of course.
Have a good one, Jen.